sister. How we doing today, guys?
Hasan had a bit of an interesting take today on stream. Really? What are we talking about?
A crowd that professes their love for law enforcement assaulted those police officers, dragged them, sprayed them, stomped on them. Over 140 police officers were injured. We all heard the police officers who were there that day testify to what happened. One officer called it.
This is the most annoying part of it, is like,
What is with the audio? Why does he sound so weird on Vaush's
framing this as like the poor cops that got stomped on that day. Why don't we care more about our boys in the blue? It's so funny. I'm sorry. I don't care. I literally don't care. Half of those cops were like in the crowd, okay? The other half let them in, and I don't care. I am an advocate, and I am of the mindset that civilized countries allow its citizens to brawl with cops, okay? Because cops are not above the law. They're human beings, just like people whose skulls they're crushing on a regular basis. In America, we have this very weird attitude that, like, you can't brawl with a cop ever. They'll kill you, okay? And I'm not saying, like, use a gun, obviously, but, like, it blows my fucking mind that, like, any other country that you go to, you'll see videos like cops are out in the streets. They only have pepper spray. They only have like a baton, max, and homies are brawling.
He does sound weird, right? I'm not crazy, am I?
Hold on. This is objectively, prescriptively true.
Hold on. Jordan Peterson would say, I'm sorry, this is funny if you know a little bit about Vaush, okay? I'm sorry. I'm going to explain why that combination of words was funny, okay? So, Jordan Peterson likes to combine these words together, which confuse me sometimes. So Jordan Peterson, there's this one phrase he liked to use, postmodern neo-Marxist, which was interesting because as a broader movement, postmodernism tends to reject any cohesive narrative that can be used to explain all of history, right? A postmodernist is like, oh, yeah, you can organize it that way, but that's arbitrary. That's not necessarily like true. Like you can't say that society's moving in a certain direction. You know, there's ebb and flow, right? So to say that somebody's both a postmodernist and a Marxist is just kind of a strange thing. Now, maybe you can find some way to make that work. Like, well, he's actually remarking on the hypocrisy of, I don't know, maybe. Now, Vaush is a really big, there is no such thing as objective morality or anything objective. Everything is arbitrary. No truth value can be known, blah, 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 blah.
This is objectively, prescriptively true.
But it's funny that when he says this is objectively, prescriptively true, when you talk about there being objectively true prescriptions, where prescriptions are generally moral claims, and you're saying there can be an objectively true prescription, this doesn't fit with anything he's ever said before in his entire life about like morality. I'm sorry, it's funny because I think he's just like saying random words. This is objectively, prescriptively true. Maybe he meant descriptively true? I don't know, sorry. All right.
Hold on. This is objectively, prescriptively true. In a glorious communist society, okay, you should be able to just put some up, you know? If you're out there at the pub, okay, and the local community watchman is like, all right, that looks like you've had a bit too much to drink. Let's get you on back home. And you deck him one in the face. You two should have a punch-up, okay?
What? So drinking too much or drunk driving or whatever you were going to do is... I don't even know what is he talking about here. Is okay as long as you can beat up the cops? What does it even mean?
And it shouldn't come down to the cop having...
Well, you see... Prescriptively, if you look at the pure objective rhetoric, it is technically true if you really think about the communism.
Shut the fuck up, movement, alright? It's a stupid fucking meme.
Better gear or a taser or whatever.
I have a prescription for your mom.
Okay? And it shouldn't come down to the cop having better gear or a taser or whatever. It should come down to the cop being a better boxer. Okay? That should be... I think all police officers, okay, should be trained for brawl punch 'em ups, okay?
Okay, that would be based.
And by the way,
you know what? In a more comically oriented world, actually, you know what? That'd be kind of funny. You talk shit, cop comes to arrest you. You know what? Well, you fight it out. You see who's the better warrior, and then you earn by right of force, by right of might, you get to decide what laws you want to break or not break. Maybe.
If the guy wins, they don't get in trouble. Because that's how it should work. What's controversial about this? The only real take here that Hasan's delivering that I think some people might find objectionable is that he doesn't care about framing January 6th as an offense to cops, and I don't either. I mean, he's being antagonistic about it, but it is true, you know, if everyone was wearing their uniforms that day, there probably would have been more cops in the crowd than there would have been guarding the Capitol, you know.
Well, no, actually, wait. By absolute numbers, that's probably true because there were like 12 cops guarding the Capitol, so maybe that might actually be true.
You know, it was really an on-duty versus off-duty mix-em-up. So it's, you know, I don't know. I mean, look, it's not that I don't sympathize with the Capitol Police. I do. It's just that's not really the angle that I take when I think of it. I don't think of it as an affront to cops. You know, I think of it as a the whole, you know, threat to democracy thing. Isn't it better optics to side with the cops here, though? Well, yeah, but Hasan isn't talking about. Hasan isn't saying he sides. No, guys, we're not talking optics. For Hasan's optics here is to be anti-cop. Biden's optics here is to be pro-cop. You know, yeah, optically, it's a good move for Biden to do this. I'm not denying that at all. If I was president, I would play it up even more. You know, I'd do it even. I'd George Floyd the whole situation for every goddamn cop that got hurt. You know, whole fucking movement in the streets. Remember their names. You know, I'd play it right up.
Oh God. Okay, about the panel I did yesterday. Okay.
Because I'm putting 100%.
How can cops be fat donut eating losers? Also, crazy murders, tough guys. Really makes you think.
The reason why January 6th was so bad, guys, was because it was a conspiracy-driven protest turned riot that was led by the president. That's why it's bad.